WA2AXC, here is WB2MLY. WA2AXC, I can hear you in there, Lobby, but it's not, probably have to wait 10, 20 minutes to probably get you a good read on you. This is WB2MLY. I can hear you, Lobby. I can hear your signal, but it's too much. It's not strong enough yet, so I can read you. Read read the intelligence of the transmission.
Hello, RNE. I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You're just a little bit low, and then I'm getting some static crashes here. I mean, lightning crashes or whatever you would like to call them. It's right at this point.
Yeah, you got some wicked storms. And it's causing a number over here. An email from a couple of guys. I'm not even going to bother putting the radio on. Go ahead.
Rough on that one. Some major crash. John, can you hear me? You got a copy of me yet, John? BCR, try to check in. K1 BCR. Come on in, BCR. The guys here. K1 BCR, 100 watts and a wire. Over.
Well, I tell you, if you're 100 watts, you're coming through. And that's a big surprise with me here. Go ahead.
Thanks for bringing me in. Thanks for bringing me in, lady. K1 BCR, over.
Everything about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to let the green line go over. And as the green line goes over, we're going to come back. And everybody can talk about 9 to 10 minutes and see what happens after that. storm out on the East Coast. I'm watching it now. It's lightning going on. People were a lot of thunderbombers there. We're standing by and we'll be listening tonight, seeing how far we get with the 1721 from Blue Saturday.
WA2AXE, WA2AXE, WB2MLY.
Well, I certainly hope this is a little bit better for us. It's dark over here. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I can read you now, Lobie, and just watched the end of the Florida Atlantic University San Diego State NCAA basketball, and San Diego State won one shot. They were losing by one, and they put the shot through, and they won the game with about a half second left on the clock. Anyway, yeah, that's exciting. So, yeah, I can copy you now if it stays the way it is. Go ahead.
Well, we'll see what happens. We had BCR out here earlier, and he's in one land there, so he got washed out. We'll see what happens. We'll see who comes in. But I'm looking at the lightning maps, and the whole East Coast is inundated, pretty much from Connecticut all the way down to Washington, D.C. Really a great number of thunderbombers out there. So hopefully you had a good day on April Fool's Day. Ed?
Yes, it was a pretty good day here. Well, it was a good day, and we had the warmest day of the year so far. I think it was in the high 60s or maybe early 70s. Approached the temperature was 70, or approaching 70 anyway. It was just a beautiful afternoon, and I spent a lot of it listening to the Yankee game. And so they lost, but they put up a good fight. They had men on in the last of the ninth, so one little hit would have done a good job, but the guy hit into a double play, so that happens a lot with that guy, Giancarlo Stanton. Anyway, yeah, now it's getting colder. The high today was in the 60s, high 60s, and it felt really good to be out in the sun and just sitting there listening to a ball game, and just kind of summertime, and almost approaching summertime. And now the high tomorrow is going to be 35. So go figure. WA2AXE, WB2MLY.
Next, USO. Well, we had our April Fool's over here. What happened was, last night we had the wicked thunderstorms and lightning all over the place. And then what happens is, we get up and it's calm until I start the radio, and we had 3 hours of heavy snow. So we went from the frying pan into the fire. Go ahead.
Okay, you had 3 hours of snow last night?
This morning we had 3 hours of heavy snow. It just snowed like the dickens out here. And then this afternoon the sun came out and melted away again.
Oh boy, that's hard to figure. Well, we had snow overnight, and today was very, even though it was nice and warm, it was very windy. Wind gust, up to 30, 35 miles an hour. I did get my bike ride in, and it was was pretty mild except for the wind. And got done, and then it was about time to watch the Yankee game. And in the meantime, we had some supper, and so now we're ready for the 1721 group. I saw Bill's email. Well, yeah, we have a lot of kind of bad weather out here, and so tomorrow's supposed to be pretty sunny out here, but it's going to be, half the temperature of what it was yesterday or today. So goofy weather all over the place. Go ahead.
Well, I'm looking at the lightning maps now, and that line of storms is offshore now. Everything is offshore. So everything is nothing on the states. It's just we're getting the radiation from the lightning strikes. I'm looking out my window now. I still have a little daylight, and I got blue stars up there and a couple of stars coming out. So, again, it's still cold. It only hit 34 degrees today. It was cold. So, I know spring is out there somewhere. We just have to ride along with it and get it. Yeah, I told the gang I redid my QRZ page. I took a lot of the old information out, put in a whole bunch of different pictures, just as an experiment, because everybody's always asking me about the Lionel trains. So if you go to QRZ now, I put a few shots in there of what I did down there. Back over to you, WA2AXZ.
Well, okay, and don't forget that it's Svengoolie Saturday, and so how is Svengoolie doing out there?
Well, you got Abbott and Costello, Meet the Money, 1945. This was done right before the end of World War II, and it's just funny to see this. And it's a re-cleaned up black and white copy. Everything is crystal clear on this thing, guys.
WA2AXZ, WB2MLY. Well, hopefully Abbott and Costello will figure out who's on first, and that'll probably take whole night to go through that one. Their famous routine, and was always funny. No matter how much no matter how many times you saw it, it was always funny. Anyway, yeah, the Florida FAU, they had a big lead, and then they just I don't say they choked. I guess they did, in a way they choked, but they just couldn't make the key shots when they needed to near the end of the game. And so basketball is kind of goofy anyway, the way the referees call it. It's not clear cut what is really a foul. And that's one thing I never liked about it. Was the referee really a lot of times will control the game, and then they start calling these little piddly fouls, and it's kind of disappointing. But anyway, that's the way they do it. It was an exciting game. WA2AXZ, WB2MLY.
All right, just take a look forward to seeing if anyone's going to attempt to join us tonight here. I'm sitting here watching these Abbott and Costello movies here, and before this they had the Three Stooges, and they had some of the later Three Stooges with Mo, Larry, and Curly Joe. Curly Joe was the last iteration of Curly, and it was just funny to see all this whole thing going on. It was it was just fun to see all these guys. I remember when they did the what do you call it, the Three Stooges Go to Mars or something like that. And after that, after we watched the movie, the actual Three Stooges came out on stage and did an act, and I had a chance to see them. So I just consider myself very fortunate to be able to see that. Same thing with the Munsters. You know, I went to the movies, and that's when they were making the appearances, and Fred Gwynn and Al Lewis came on stage, and they did their shtick. We get a chance to see a few of these old times, and it's sad that they don't do that anymore. This is WA2AXZ. This is 1721 on Svengoolie Saturday. We're watching Abbott and Costello meet the money, and we're looking for check-ins. Anyone wanting to brave the band? Come on in. I tell you one thing, there's no way I'm going to hear Bob, KB1 GTV, because the repeater that I use, the SDR site, is just barely 100 miles away from that cluster of storms. And it's whited out with lightning, so I don't know if Bob's out there hearing me, but it's going to be a washout in your direction. Go ahead, it's all yours, Ray.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure that the other day when I was on that site when it was bad, when you had a lot of storms out this way, we had the whole screen was orange, orange and red, and you couldn't hear anything, and so it wasn't even any use you trying to use it. But since I'm in Port Huron now, I mean, there's nothing going on out there. I looked at the weather map out there, and it's pretty clear. And I don't know if they're going to have another game on here, or if they're going to. If they're going to, that was one of the Final Four. Now there's another two teams have to play off, and they on Monday. I think it's on Monday they meet the other one. Sean is saying that the next game starts on the same channel. Thanks, Sean. That was a humdinger, that one, boy. FAU really choked. But it's a shame. It's a shame that they couldn't pull it out. I was rooting for them, but San Diego State, the Aztecs, they're in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, where in football it's a really wide open brand of game that they play in the WAC. Or I don't think the WAC is in existence anymore, but it's the WAC used to be. I think they merged into some other conferences. So anyway, back to you, Lobby. WA2AXC, WB2MLY.
November 8, Tango Papa Charlie.
Tango Papa Charlie, come on in.
Hey, gentlemen, nice to make your acquaintance. Call here is November 8, Tango Papa Charlie. Name is Don. Delta Oscar November. I'm trying to make sure I'm living this thing right. Can you guys hear me?
Well, I'm in Wisconsin right now, and you're doing about an S9 plus. Good audio. No, good audio. Good. Good audio. Okay, very good. Okay. And the gentleman before Huron, I'm assuming he could probably hear me. He's giving me 20 over.
Well, I'm not copying you real well, but I am copying you. It's not your fault. It's the band conditions, static crashes. But you are making the trip to Port Huron, Michigan. Go ahead.
Did you copy that?
No, I didn't. Maybe if you spoke a little more slowly and louder, I would copy. Go ahead.
What is your first name again?
Okay, my name is Loby. Everyone calls me Loby instead of Bob. And it's Whiskey Alpha 2, Alpha X-Ray Zulu, WAG in Nineland.
QSL, I got you. And now the gentleman is Huron.
Yeah, okay. The name here is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee, and the station is in Port Huron, Michigan. I'm running remote from a station from where I am in physically is in New York State. And anyway, back to you. Go ahead.
The remote you're on, is that Sean's radio?
Yeah, that's NASOB's radio. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. I'm familiar with that station. I didn't mean to interrupt you two fine gentlemen. I heard you on the band here, and I was just trying to get a bearing straight here of this antenna. So I was doing some antenna work on it today, and I'm not done tweaking it, but thank you both so much for coming back to me. I appreciate it. I realize you have a little light on the signal on Port Huron station, but thank you so much to you both. God bless you both. Thank you so much, and I'm going to take a sit by here and just kind of listen. NATPC, NBC.
Hey, you're welcome here anytime. This is the 1721 group. We've been here for 21 years. 8 o'clock until the game gets tired. So, anytime you want to come down, grab a cup of coffee and sit. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the invite. I do appreciate that. My static crashes are kind of rough on this end, so. But thank you again. I will talk to you all soon. NATPC, NBC, saying thank you.
Anytime. And again, this is WA2AXZ. And you get WB2MLY out there. And it's Svengoolie Saturday. We're all watching Svengoolie. In the background, Abbott and Victor the Mummy. And we're having a little fun tonight. So if anyone else wants to check in, please feel free. The door is open. Now back to you, Ray.
Okay, Loby. Very good. Well, yeah, I'm copying you better now, Loeb, and the other fellow, I would copy him under normal conditions. I have talked to him before, I believe. I think he is out in Michigan, and he's not too far. He's not too far from where Sean is in Port Huron. So now they got some kind of like a halftime show. It's a halftime between the games, and so I think the group's name is Move, and it would be nice if they would move. It would be nice if Marlon would come in, but I don't think he's going to come in. He's probably closer to the noise than both of us. Go ahead.
QSL. I think it's going to be a washout for quite a few of the gang tonight. we'll just have to bide our time. We'll see who comes in. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting here with Svengoolie in the back. They're doing a small of Svengoolie now. These are the auditions for people that want to be on Svengoolie. Go ahead. Let's see if anyone wants to join us again. This is 1721 with W82AXZ in 9 land on Svengoolie Saturday. And we're open for check-ins. Anyone wishing to brave the band tonight, come on aboard.
Well, I should mention the 10-meter band yesterday. I didn't talk about it much because the band was so bad, but the 160 was so bad, but it was there were no stateside stations in the call roster. I wasn't hear anything stateside. I did hear, Europe and mostly Europe and South America, but not many of them either. So, and today, I didn't make any contacts yesterday, and I did try for quite a few minutes there, and no contacts whatsoever on 10 meters. But today I did make a few in the early afternoon, late morning, but the ones I made were all stateside. So the band hasn't been all that. There was some big solar hole or something that showed up, and solar winds and all that kind of stuff. And that was what was impeding 10 meters. So today it was I had a lot more stations on that I could hear, but I wasn't able to contact any DX stations today. WA2AXZ, WB2MLY.
Well, I still joke about it. When I was in Brooklyn, my version of a DX station was Secaucus. And my first long-distance contact from Brooklyn, what the hell was it? Moore, Oklahoma somewhere. Spoke to someone down there back in the 60s. So, and then it just got away from me from there. And we had a lot of fun, though. Right now, it's April 1st, and one thing I'm doing is I'm doing the backup on the hard drive on the critical files. So I just copied the WA2AXZ thing. So we just go down the list, and if we happen to see anything that, we've got something new here, too. I forgot about that. I'm going to put that in there. I got a new file folder with the puppies. So I'm going to save that thing, too. Back over to you. All right, this is WA2AXZ. WA2AXZ here in Rhineland. And we'll be standing by here for 1721 through the noise, through the sleet, 50 feet below the street.
WA2AXZ, WB2MLY. I got a phone call, Lobby, so that's why I didn't come back. I wasn't for my wife, not me, but anyway, I had to get the phone to her, and that's why I didn't come back. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Take the phone call. Plenty of time.
No, I don't have to make it. It came in, and but I had to give it to my wife, who was upstairs. So yeah, I'm free now, I guess, but nobody's rushing in to do the net tonight. 17th, maybe Chad will come in, or but he shouldn't have much noise down there. But anyway, back to you. WA2AXZ, WB2MLY.
We'll see what happens. It's 9 o'clock already on your side of the world. It's 8 o'clock here. And again, I'm not getting the static on my radio because I'm far enough away from the East Coast. So we just have to see as it heads out to sea. It'll calm down a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the way it is. I'm not getting. Actually, the band is getting a little bit better right now. It's not quite as much static, and the Port Huron remote is in the out of the lightning band too. So anyway, it's good to be out of that, but then everybody else is in it. So back to you, WA2AXZ, WB2MLY.
All right, well, believe it or not, as we were talking the past half an hour, I just backed up all the critical files. So right now I'm going to go to the computer and spit out the drive and just hide it somewhere. I usually have a place in the safe for it. So again, if there's anything that has to come out, or if anything goes bad, at least I have the most critical stuff with me right here. Here we go. Let's pull this plug, and the plug is pulled, and we'll get the other plug down here. And we'll put the beastie away. See, I've been a firm believer of making backups on backups. And what I do is I've got what they call a 3 terabyte drive that I just go back and forth with the files that are active. And then I have an 8 terabyte monster drive that's sitting on the side. And I do that, like, say, every 6 months or so. I do a complete dump. I take everything that's in the computer. I've got 3 hard drives and all sorts of other files living in here, so I make it a point to dump all the stuff in the backup because I'm a disciple of backup. And if things go wrong, they will go wrong. Go ahead.
Well, that's a very wise way to do it. I do have a restore points on my Windows 10 computers, and I have a duplicates, and I have actually 2 desktops and 2 laptops. Well, more 3 laptops actually, but I'm only using 2 of them now, and everything uses Windows 10 except the Chromebook I'm using right now for the ham radio software. the remote software, RC4, they call it. I don't know. I can always. It doesn't take much to get back running. If I had a hard drive failure, most of one drive is almost like the other one, so I would have to. It would be somewhat painful, but I don't do that the extent that you do. And but I don't, I'm not. I don't use my computers that much. I mean, and so I just hope for the best in some cases. WB2MLY.
WB2MLY, WA2AXZ. Well, that's what I do. I have my laptop, and my laptop is configured exactly the way the big unit is over here. And if I lose the ability of using this machine in the Radio Shack, I can still fire up the laptop and plug in the emergency drive, and everything I've had in there goes into that, and away we go. So it's always good to have a backup. About 8 years ago, before I moved to Wisconsin, the fellow that built my computers, one of the guys at work, and he builds computers on the side, he changed the power supply in this unit, and he changed the C drive. He changed the C drive to a solid-state drive. I think it's like 500 megs or terabits or something like whatever it is. And he took all the information from the old C drive and put it into the new C drive. So it carried everything over. And then rather than throwing the other C drive out, we left that drive in the machine, and we renamed it an F drive. I'm going to have to press the button and see what it is. And that's a complete program backup for the computer. And it's just sitting there in the background, minding its own business. The only thing that's being operated on is the C drive right now. And one thing I've learned with computers over the years, you put a third drive in, and the third drive I call the E drive. And what that is, that's the business department. You load all the files, pictures, everything that's active that you're doing, put it into that thing. And once you do that, it takes the strain off the operating system, the C drive. So, excuse me. What you do is the C drive just operates the program, and you're not clogging it up with pictures and files and anything like that. So it seems to be working good. Knock on plastic. For the past dozen years or so, it's still doing the voodoo that it's got to do. Go ahead.
Well, that's a very good way to do it with the C drive being solid state. That's the one that's working all the time, and communicating with the processor. And, of course, the others are, too, but, having them on the mechanical drives, that's a great way to do it. And so I lost one of my computers that I was using for the ham radio. It had a SATA drive in it, and I lost the power supply. And this computer was kind of old school. Anyway, it wasn't an I replaced it with like an i5. No, it's an i7, I guess. And all I did was I took the hard drive out of that and put it in the replacement computer that I bought. That's running fine. Running fine. So maybe someday I'll change it out to a solid state drive. I know I can do that. There's a lot of videos out there show you how to do it. But how did you make out with the eye doctor the other day, Loby? Go ahead.
No, everything was fine with the eye doctor. I can hear quite well now. I sat down with him, and he did all the tests, and my glasses haven't changed that much at all. Maybe the left eye, it got a little better, believe it or not. With these water pills and all the other pills I'm taking, you know, I'm spending my time getting the bathroom nice and wet. It's actually shrinking the pressure in my eyes, and the eyes are turning around again. And you know how old age, the eyes usually elongate due to the pressure, and it changes the focal point of the eye. So he gave me a new set of glasses and a new bifocals, and what I do is I get the exact same glasses year after year. So right now I've got, since I moved out here, 3 nice sets. And I keep one here with me, I keep another one in the Jeep, and I keep the third one in the camper. So I know where they are at all times, and I always have a spare somewhere, somehow. So as for the computer, remember I told the gang, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the computer, and I usually have to take my glasses off to do the computer. And he told me point blank, well, you can get a progressive lens. But I had the progressive lens, and I went crazy using that thing. I hated it. So he says, well, then just go to Walmart. And he wrote a number down, plus 150, minus 225, or something like that. And get myself a pair of the reading glasses. And anytime I'm on the computer, put those things on. So I haven't picked up the new glasses yet. The new glasses will come next week. And when I do that, then I'll go and I'll try those new glasses over at Walmart there. And again, he says, yeah, it's going to be cheaper. You go buy a pair of $10 Walmart rather than $50 lens glasses. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I've had the same frames that for years. But now, I have these glasses. I have the progressive lenses. I get along with them pretty well. But they don't make these frames anymore. And so I'm going to have to, next time I get a set of lenses, I'm going to have to get a different kind of a frame, I guess. And that's kind of a pain in the neck because the frames, they keep changing. And in fact, years ago, my optometrist, I kind of got into a fight with him because his wife was the one who was doing the frames, loading the lenses in the frames and all that. But she said she couldn't get the frames, and I found them online, but they weren't really eager to do that because they wouldn't make as much money off it, I guess. So then I started buying my own frames, and that was fine. But now I'm wanting to get another set, and they don't make them anymore. So I'm okay for now, but eventually I'm going to have to get a different kind of frame or something that's similar. And that's been kind of a problem, and will become a problem. I'm going to take care of it, but and I do have another spare set of glasses that I can use if I have to, if these break or anything. But anyway, it's kind of a conundrum, but I there's a solution, but I just don't want to deal with it just right yet. Go ahead.
plan for eyeglasses. You get a new pair every year. And what I did when I was in Brooklyn, I used to go to Cohn's Optical on 42nd Street, right in the middle of Times Square, because I was just down the road from the office on 53rd. And I got the same glasses there year after year. And the only purpose why I got these glasses was they were strong. You know, I got little kids. And when I had little Bobby and Riley, they would grab the glasses and boing, fly them around the room there. And I found a strong set of frames with the spring arms, and it worked out quite nicely. And when I came out to Wisconsin, they don't have the cones, they have the lens classes there, and I had to change the frame. And now I got this new frame. It's like a golden frame. But this thing even surprised me. It's even stronger than what I got in New York. So, again, I'll keep with the same frames. You know, you got to remember, my dad was an optician. And he taught me, I told you, back in World War II, when he went into the Navy, they told him, well, we don't need opticians. You're going to be a radio man and an electrician. But he still followed the trade. And he showed me how to change glasses, nose pieces, work on the arms and everything. And I have this tiny little tool set over here. And I found out that it's just easy enough to take out a couple of screws, put a couple of screws in, and make the lens fit into the sockets quite nicely. Some people, when they get their glasses, don't do a thing other than put them on and wear them. And one thing I've discovered is, before I wear them, I take them home and I tighten the screws. I tighten all the screws, simply because when they build the glasses in the shop, they've got the girls putting it together, and it's not a tight fit. And once you tighten it up yourself, and again, I've been wearing these glasses right now for well over a year, and knock on plastic, it's held up. It's held up. And these glasses have been knocked off and thrown around. My little guy, he popped me in the face with a book the other day, and still these things survive. So we'll continue doing this until something else comes along. Until my vision comes 20/20 again, or I don't need glasses anymore, one way or the other. And again, gang, this is the 1721 group. We're here every night for the past 21 years on Svengoolie Saturday. It's a free and open net. Anybody can check in. Again, we got a lot of noise out there due to a terrific set of lightning storms offshore. So if you want to brave the band, come on in.
Check in.
Hello, Dan. Check in.
The band's a little noisy, and ironically, I'm receiving you and Ray better on my radio than the SDR. SDRs really pick up the noise. So, interesting topic about glasses. I've had my glasses from lens crafters for many years. Prior to that, the glasses I would go to clean them, and put some soap. Sometimes the lens have to pop them back in, and then screws would come loose. Lens crafters, that never happened. They stayed together. Getting new glasses. The glasses I have on now are like
got you good over here, and again, the glasses are good. I'm very happy with what I get, and they survive. One thing that they come with the anti-scratch coating, and that helps a lot. And but they said, you know, if you wear sunglasses, the flip-ons or whatever, you don't have to get all these other fancy coatings, because that's just another layer on a layer. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if I got. Now my wife, she.
Yeah, QSL on that, QSL on that. Well, it's a fun one. It's a black and white that's been restored. It's Abbott and Costello, Meet the Mummy. And Svengoolie said that this copy has been thoroughly restored. And when you watch it, like I'm watching it on high definition or channel 41, it's just remarkable how crisp and clean this copy is. So it depends on your TV. If you turn it on, you'll have a chance to see it. Right now, this is WA2AXZ here in Nineland, and we're going to go right back to WB2MLY.
Okay, Libby, very good. Well, I wonder if you could write down the name of the name and model of the glasses that you use. And I've been trying to find a frame that doesn't change from year to year or style to style, and I had that going on, but now this company that makes these glasses, it's a company in Italy, and they don't make it anymore in the size that I need. So I wonder if that company that you use, the frame company that you use, I could maybe get online and look at it, and then see if I could find something of the size I need in there, in that frame. I was trying that with an online company, but in the final analysis, they couldn't come up with anything. So I'm sure there's something out there. If I could find it, maybe you could give me the name of just send me an email with the name of the frame and the model that you use. I know mine's not going to be the same, but maybe I could get online and look for that frame and see what they've got. WA2AXZ, WB2MLY. We got you, Walt. Did you hear Walt in there, Lobie?
No, I was looking under the magnifier to get the glasses. I got the information here, so give me a second. Walt, KB3LGO, come on in if you hear me.
WA2 and WB2 guys, KB3LGO. Yeah, windy day here in Pittsburgh. They were wind advisory this morning.
off to load a wind. And it was calm and sunny. I went out to breakfast, and I looked at the forecast, and they only had the wind arriving around 10 o'clock this afternoon, and it turned out to be a beautiful morning. Sunshine, it's calm there, and it was around it went sour, the rain came down kind of sideways. Damage around the area, and I was out at the technical school for most of the day today, and I just texted with my next door neighbor. But no damage. So I be able to say those things, and I'm not sure the country there. I didn't catch any national news today. We are out of the winded reservoir now. And I see that Bill, who can speak here, I think it was Bill that said that we had 30 over at 9. Man doesn't sound here. Lightning strikes up there. I'll have to take a look at just where they're at. But doesn't sound to be too bad. Depends on what's going on around the country. Out here today. But maybe some other folks have had some more severe weather. WA2AXZ.
All right, KB3LGO, WA2AXZ.
Well, we had a fun time on the Chew today. Nobody wanted to pick up the 10 o'clock spot, so John,
K2YN, took it to 10:30, and I picked it up at 10:30 and kept it running till noon, and we'll see what happens. Got to keep on putting out more calls to the gang and remind all the NCSs to keep putting out some noises there to loosen up the business in the background. But last night we had this wicked storm go over. Right now it's over New England, and it's off the shore right now. But pretty much Maine to Washington D.C., they're getting hammered by the rays, the lightning rays. Back to you, WA2AXZ, KB3LGO.
WA2AXZ, KB3LGO. This is on the Chew this morning there, Lobby. Yeah, I'll be sending out an update for the Chew tomorrow. I will be returning to the Thursday 11 a.m. And of course, I do have the Monday. I got a little bit off track whenever I was on track with sending out the regular weekly emails to the group, but I'll be getting back on that tomorrow, Lobby. And just to get caught up and touch base and talk things over and make sure we're both on the same page. I know K1R is coming up as well. How about if I give you a landline? How about a landline tomorrow afternoon sometime? It'll be over.
QSL. Just give a shout and we'll have a nice chat. I don't have anything planned, but who knows? We'll see what happens. You know, the door's always open for you. Go ahead.
Okay, fine business. I got on my planner for tomorrow, trying to get together with a friend of mine to go out and have a sandwich and a couple of brews, but I'm certainly going to have to give you a landline and just make sure on the status of the Chew, on the status of K1R. Yeah, it's just good to touch base. Just good to touch base. going to turn up your ideas off to somebody else. So, yeah, look for me to give you a ring tomorrow afternoon. Over. QSL. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Hey, let me just go back to Ray for a second. Hey, Ray, what's the beginning of your email?
rburns2548 @gmail.com. rburns2548 @gmail.com.
Okay, all I needed was the RB, and it came right up. I took some pictures of the glasses. I've got the information, and I'll send it along to you in about 20 seconds. Give you time to download everything. Hey, let's go back up to LMC. All right, Lobby. This is KD8LMC here. Not that he can hear me, but you can know. And here we're between the lightning blast, the static blast, and Ray, I've always wondered about that. I've resented that for many years, that I couldn't keep my same frames. And I always kind of went along with what these things changing. I always like to keep my head. And you reminded me of that. And I made friends with these things I have now, but I know I want new glasses. I'm going to get the style they have now. They used to have many years ago with the horn rim glasses. You know, I'd like to keep these delicate grandpa glasses I got on. And get a picture of who your manufacturer is for your frames there. I think Foster Brothers, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I get the solution on DTV here on my little in the shack here, and I'm like 2 foot away from it, so it's pretty good. And with that, I'll hand it back to you. Hi, Dan. Hey, Dan, you want me to send this to you, too? Just for your information? Well, I don't know if you got it. You got it on the big mailing there. If you want me to give it to you, Delta Bravo time zone. I got it right here. All you had to do is Delta Bravo. And guys, it's on your email right now. It's being sent, so it should be on your computer as soon as you sneeze and get your handkerchief on. Okay, let's go back up to LGO. Well, over this past week, I did get back to working from CW. Last night I got in there a little on the lakeside, and had a chat there with Marlon. I wanted to get in because I think it was a little weak, and that's because I did get back with work at CW there. I've been having a good bit of fun with CW. But by time with the 17 group, that person It was enjoyable, and got it again. And I was a bit surprised. I think in the last year, we had one USA. Got back on this week. Can't say that there was any run. It came right back to me, so I was and I think that's going to wrap it. Not too many people on, and I don't have a whole lot of my own to say tonight. So chat and Ray. I think Dan was in there. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me. So we'll wrap it up for me, and we'll give you a tomorrow afternoon. AXZ and KBC LGO USA 73 at this time. Now listen, you got to understand, on ham radio, we're not a one-note orchestra. You've got different flavors, AM, FM, sideband, CW, and whatever you decide to use, go and enjoy it. That's the most important thing. You definitely have to enjoy it. Hey, have yourself a great night, Walt. Great talking to you. And we'll chat tomorrow. We'll definitely chat tomorrow. By the way, Walt, before you go, I got a phone call from Ed, WB1, the CEI. And two things are happening. He's not going to be on until mid-May. He has his tower up. He has people helping him put his tower up. But this week, he's going in for a knee operation. He's having his knees replaced. So he's going to be doing whatever rehab he has to do. So it's going to put a cramp on all the antenna work until he's back on in mid-May. So we'll talk about that again tomorrow. All right. Hey, let's go back up to LMC. Give it a go.
This is KD8 LMC. And everything Walt. And I was surprised, Roby. I had the same position. They're so slow. And that's my favorite type of frame. If I go back to buy some new glasses, just like Ray has found out. And we had a bunch of this morning. It was like rolling thunder, which I haven't heard rolling thunder in quite some time. It was quite something. And a lot of rain got flooding in the backyard. But it looks like it's starting to drop now. And then we had 14 to 16. For a while there, my wife showed me some recent the devastation in Arkansas, in how those big tornadoes hit those poor folks. Back she goes to you, Roby, WA2AXZ, KD8LMC.
All right. Well, I went to Lens Crafters, and they had my pair right there. They were there right there. So you talk to them and you tell them that it's still available. They're still being made, and put it on order for you. You know, there was a time when I was in New York when I had the other set of glasses at Cohen's. They said they didn't have it. They'd have to order it. So I says, go right ahead. I can wait a week, 2 weeks, and they did, and I got the same frames over and over. So don't be afraid to speak up to them there. WB2MLY, WA2AXZ on Svengoolie Saturday.
Yeah, okay, Roby. Well, I do my email on the same computer that I'm talking on now, so I'll have to wait till I get off and look at it. But we don't have a lens crafters in Plattsburgh, or we do have, or really an optician. The opticians work for the optometrists, and we have a big, we do have a big organization they call Eye Care of the Adirondacks, but they will get you glasses, but they're not too user friendly. And I have, for instance, I wanted them to, of course, I've got a certain lens, that I've got now. And because they don't make this anymore, I can't get it anymore. I would prefer to have the frame and lenses. I guess I'm gonna have to get a set of frames and lenses. But I need to. I'll have to take a look at what you sent me and see what it. Are your frames metal or plastic, Lobie?
Definitely metal. And, with these glasses, a lot of the optometrists don't make lenses anymore. What they do is the lenses, if they're bifocals, trifocals, they're already made up in round blanks with the prescription in them already. And what they do is they take the frame and they put the glasses and frame on a copying machine, and it trims the lens to fit the frame. So that's the biggest job that they have to do. Unless there's something wrong with their fixing astigmatism or some other eye defect, all these lenses are off the shelf. They just cut the lens to fit the frame. Go ahead.
Well, I know mine isn't off the shelf because I do have a bad astigmatism, I guess. So it doesn't, I can get them made. There's no problem getting them made, but then, you have to get the lens cut, like you say, the lens has to be cut to the frame, and then it has to be adjusted for the optical center. And they take measurements, and it all works out. But when I buy the next set of frames, I want to feel comfortable that when I need a new set, maybe at some point, because they do wear. I mean, they get knocked around a little bit, but these have been pretty tough, these ones. And actually, back when I bought these, I bought 2 sets of frames, so that all I had to do when I got a new prescription, or again, I just, I had to put it in. I'm in this new frame. I just gave the frame to the, to the optometrist, and they had it made for the frame. So that's what the way I've been doing it, and I'm gonna need to try to find a frame that'll fit me, that will be available next time I need it as well. And what they like you to do is buy a whole new frame, and then they always say, "Oh well, now your lenses, you got to get your lenses." You got to get new lenses too, because they don't fit the frames that you want. So, yeah, I never ascribed to that philosophy. I just wanted to have the same thing every time. Really boring. Go ahead.
Well, you'll find out that boring is good. I've been very boring for years when I go to the eye doctor. When I do my taxes, I sit there with my friend, the CPA, and even the new people, and I tell them my tax returns are very boring. Just take it out, do what you have to do, and that's it. So, but the Chinese curse, may you live an interesting time. And, you know, when it gets interesting, things are not too and too well. Right now, Costello is sitting there, and the mummy is now getting out of his coffin. Hey, let's go back up to LMC. And if anyone wants to join us, this is the Svengoolie Saturday for 1721.
This is 88 LMC. And I'll tell you what, that little fella, he's getting a lot of people. Everywhere he goes, he's got monsters. And some businesses are like that, I think. Anyway, we'll be back here in great. And I'm going to get a cup of coffee and relax with my wife up here. But always great to be on the 21 group. So we'll catch you tomorrow, Logie, on the radio some way. And WA2 AM 88 LMC 73.
Yeah, Dan, have yourself a good one. And they just had Lou Costello running down the hallway of the tomb, and they had the bat chasing after him. And it was reminiscent of the one we did with Bela Lugosi, and the bat was chasing him. So it's nice to keep the props from one movie to another. Hey, have a good one. This is WA2AXZ, and let's go back up to MLY. I think we've had enough for one night, MLY, don't you?
Roger, Roger. And if you would like me to do the nailing, I will do it. But how can I do it when Spangoolie's performing?
Well, you can do it. He'll get out. If the mummy can get out, he can get out.
Okay, very good. Well, on these auspicious occasions in which we attempt to endeavor to persevere, the first thing we do is the nailing of the coffin. "12 nails for the 12 apostles of the apocalypse." We will meet again tomorrow night. Same time, same frequency. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. Cha-cha-cha.
That's it for Broadway. Good night to all of you. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Well,
And this is WA2AXZ, and we're going to say goodnight to Miss Calabash and everybody else while we're at it. And wishing everybody a blessed night. Tomorrow is Palm Sunday, so go do the voodoo that you have to do on Palm Sunday there. And I'll be back on tomorrow, maybe, it just depends. We have a full roster tomorrow, but I'll probably be on the tree checking in, making some noise. This is WA2AXZ. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm going to QSY to the Kenmore. 73 is all.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.